So after we lost to Goldstone and after we'd spent 2 years at Gillingham, we moved to the Withdean Stadium up on the London Road there, the Theatre of Trees. Every time we scored a goal there, somebody lit a rocket from one of the back gardens, I would imagine, and off it went, and it was fantastic if you were inside the stadium, and probably pretty irritating if you lived there, but that's life. My main memories are Micky Adams managing Bobby Zamora. Bobby was with us for 2 incredible seasons, scored so many goals, and then we were promoted under Micky, and then he disappeared off to Leicester, and then Peter Taylor took us up again, and then we went down. So by the time we got to, this is the centenary shirt, the 2001 shirt, Skint Records, and really wonderful, my favourite Brighton shirt of all time. That's the Bobby Zamora, Micky Adams partnership that took us up 2001. But the most vivid memories I have are a couple of years after that, when we reached the playoffs and we had to go to Swindon for the semi-final. Lovely hot day in Swindon, and we were in the end, which had all the sunshine, of course, and I think I probably wore a hat because, you know. And the Swindon fans are pointing at us, and they're right next to us, and they're pointing at us and saying, "Does your boyfriend know you're here?" Brighton's full of queers. And not soon after that, we scored. Richard Carpenter scored a goal right in front of us, which led to the song 1-0 to the Nancy Boys, which I was incredibly proud of singing with thousands of other Brighton fans. And I just remember from that point onwards, and maybe it happened earlier, but that point onwards, Brighton fans being proud of that gay tag that the town had and the football team therefore had. And some of the other songs were "You're Too Ugly to Be Gay" was the famous one, and you know, opposition fans always being baffled by our kind of defiance, which was rather marvellous. And so back at our place, we had a 1-0 lead at the Withdean that night. It was a night game. It was absolutely chucking it down with rain, and Withdean only had cover on one side, which is where I sat, of course, because I'm very weedy. And opposite us was the mass of proper fans getting wet. And Swindon scored, and it went to extra time, and then Swindon scored again, and it looked like it was all going to be taken away from us. And then up comes Adam Virgo, one of our centre-halves alongside Danny Cullip that season, who scored with a diving header, and it went to penalties. We had a marvellous team that year, I remember. Some real characters in the team, as well as those 2 centre-halves. Ben Roberts in goal, who's now goalkeeping coach at Chelsea, of course. Michel Kuipers was number 2 there. We had Charlie Oatway in midfield alongside Richard Carpenter, and we had Chris Iwelumo up front alongside Neon Light himself, Leon Knight. And there was a great spirit. Mark McGee was the manager, and Bob Beeman, not very good at remembering people's names, was the assistant coach. Just there was a good vibe there, and we won the penalty shootout with Adam Virgo taking the final penalty and hitting the bar and the ball going in, and then their last penalty hit the post, and we were through to the final. And me and Ian and Julian and David, I think, maybe Adrian, drove to Cardiff, maybe in 1 or 2 cars, can't remember, and we had tickets to watch us in a really, really boring, dull game against Bristol City. Mark McGee's experience told him that we needed to defend in that game and make it a dull, boring game, which was exactly what happened. But we got a penalty, and Leon Knight scored it, and we were in the championship. And And I have this fantastic memory of Withdean being a place of triumph, despite the kind of ramshackle nature of it and the funny porter cabins that the players had to change in, and the fact that you couldn't park there unless you were Fatboy Slim, who was paying Bobby Zamora's wages, which was his sort of bonus prize to actually get a car parking space outside. It was all kind of, it was kind of a bit non-league really, the vibe, which is what we'd avoided in '97 away at Hereford. But nevertheless, the actual football was terribly exciting, and of course in the background of all of it was this push towards getting the stadium at Falmer. I mean, it took a long time, but I have good memories of Withdean, I really do.